How's it going, folks? This is Chad Lip Ripper here to give you the fishing weekend report, and I want to tell you it was a good one. Me and my dad had a fun 2 days. Saturday was beautiful. We started off with some nice sunny flat conditions. We were able to go south where we're at right now, and we were able to kind of go to some areas that had been producing for us before. Unfortunately, we maybe gone to the well a few too many times, and it wasn't as productive as we wanted to be. We were having action and some strikes, but nothing was committing and nothing was being caught, if I'm being honest. We were hanging around an area that we didn't know, immediately that there was a huge gator there. So we're fishing around, minding our own business, and all of a sudden it sounded like a lion yawning. It really startled me, and we got kind of closer and we saw something thrash in the water, and it was a gator. He made himself known, and he was letting us know that we were in his territory. So we gave him respect and we backed away. We figured that maybe he'd move out, maybe something would happen, but it's not worth it. We're out there to have fun, not trying to prove something. So we continued on our way. We hit another area that had similar conditions. It was a little bit more open, a little bit more space to fish, but it was pretty much another little back cove. And we were fishing for gar. We're having tons of activity on these pink trick worms, or at least I was. And then my dad was throwing a popper. And again, we're having tons of activity, but not tons of fish being caught. But hey, we don't really fish for gar. We're not really sure how to play them or their behavior, so we're just learning, having fun. And we did. I was throwing on the pink trick worm, like I mentioned. I kind of casted it around some sticks and this bushy area that was submerged, and I was watching it float back down, and a fish came up and kind of body slammed it, and I set the hook on it, fought it in, and it was a nice way to start off the morning, especially in this area that we had never really caught in bass before, primarily gar. And we had definitely known that there were probably gators in that area. So sure enough, as we're coming out, there was one kind of letting us know that we had probably gone a little bit too far. So we kind of stayed away from him, and he patrolled that area, and we were fishing, and we kind of worked our way to the other side of that cove. And while we're fishing, I look over, and he's waiting for us like a dog, just looking at us like, what are you guys doing? So me and my dad were like, all right, time to pack up. Let's go to the other spot. So we looked around, and we saw that there were a couple other boats that were kind of, I guess, up north, and we decided to head down south. So we took off, went down there. There's some areas that are kind of caged in, fenced in by the Army Corps of Engineers, I think it said on the sign. We're not too sure. We haven't met or spoken with anybody who represents them, but tons of areas that were fenced off and caged off. So we try to respect them and give them their space, and that's what we had done. We had blown down. We went to an area that hadn't been too, I guess, crowded, and it was just us. And we're fishing some abandoned docks, some abandoned pylons, and it was beautiful. Tons of fishability, areas. There was a ledge, so my dad was working, deep. He was working spinning baits, jigs, while I was working up, shallower, and I was actually working a drop shot. Now, normally people can kind of horizontally drop shot if they're deep or shallow, it doesn't really matter, but I was working it more at a vertical angle, so I was trying to keep it tense, and I cast it in this area where there's two pylons visible, but I guess there was one in between that I didn't see. So I cast it beyond it, and I brought my lure, hit it, and it got snagged, and as I'm working it, I'm kind of trying to do the little line snap trick, trying to get it loose, and then all of a sudden my line just starts moving. And I'm not a genius, but I realized logs don't move like that. So I set the hook on it, reeled it in, and it was a beautiful bass. My weight actually got shook off, or it got lost, so I lost some line, lost some weight, but I didn't lose the fish, kept them on the hook. I was able to get them in the boat, and it was awesome. And we fished that area some more. We were seeing tons of activity for redfish. Me and my dad are really new to that species, so we don't really know their behavior. We don't know what to cast at them. We did try watching some videos, and as far as we're concerned, it's kind of like bass fishing. So if you guys have any tips or tricks on how to catch them, please let us know. And yeah, we're fishing around there, trying to catch those guys. Not too successful. So we're like, you know what? Let's go back to the area where those gators ran us off before. So we went back there. Not too much gator activity as far as we can tell. And we're kind of working around this pocket, and we were working our way out. It's closer to 11:30, towards the afternoon. The heat was cranking up, and we've been fishing this area that was covered in shade, covered in bushes, and my dad was working his swim bait that he likes to, you know, skip underneath there. And finally something, guys, hit it 3 or 4 times. Like, as soon as it hit the surface, it was making it known that it was hungry. And it was just, you know, chaos, right? Chaos. So we're in there. My dad's keeping at it, didn't give up, you know, really persevered. And I guess the 4th cast, he skipped it in there exactly how it needed to be. The fish came up and hit it. My dad set the hook, started fighting it. I thought it was a bowfin, if I'm being honest. And I could see it come to the surface, and I saw the side, saw the pattern on the fish, and I was like, oh, that looks like a bass, right? That was a big fish. It looks like a bass. So we brought it in close to the boat. I was on it. You know, if that thing had jumped up and gotten off, I was going to net it. Like, I was trying to be like 1 step ahead. So sure enough, he gets close to the surface. I get him in, and as soon as I get him in the net, I think he spent the hook and came with the lure, and it was perfect. It got him in the boat. We ended up weighing it. It was around 4.7 ounces. It was a beautiful bass. And like I said, it was closer to the afternoon. I wasn't expecting anything. I'm sure my dad had to give it up hope because he didn't really have too much activity before that outside of the gar. And yeah, we're super grateful, super thankful, super blessed. So we're able to come home. The winds picked up, the chop and the wake. So we were just like, we kind of knew our limits, right? Trying to be smart. So we brought it back to the ramp and called it a day. That afternoon, winds came, storms came. Kind of how it's been this whole past week, right? So Sunday was a new day, pretty similar. We got up same time, similar conditions. The boat was already ready to go, already packed up, so we didn't have to waste time doing that. And we had actually gone to a different area that was more up north, more creeky type conditions. But yeah, that actually paid off a little bit more. I had an early activity. I had something come off my trout magnet. It was a bluegill. Right after that, my dad had casted his swim bait, kind of like how he caught that 4.7 pounder, underneath some bushes, and he caught another little bass. So it was a great way to start the morning. It wasn't too long after that, I wound up catching a panfish, and then I started throwing around the pink trickworm some more. And that produced me at least 3 or 4 more bass, and I was so grateful. And they weren't size, but it was just the fight, it was the activity, you know, it was just what I needed, right? So again, really loving these 2 worms. My big hang up or my big difference in these 2 is these are probably going to last you a little bit more. They're a little bit bigger. They're I don't think as salty as these guys are. These guys are a little bit salty, a little bit more skinnier, and they get chewed up a lot more quicker. But you know, if you're in a bind, they are great substitutes for one another. And that's what I love finding, is substitutes for one another, just in case you never know if they'll have your favorite, you know, whatever, favorite swim bait, you know, swimming dinger. That's kind of what started for me, right? So, yeah, I was able to find these trick worms, and I wish they came in smaller sizes. They do. They're in a different name. If you guys know their name, drop it down below. I think it's a finesse worm. They're like 4.5 inches when these are 6 inches. And you believe it or not, it does make a difference. And I know I could just chew it and cut it, and I do end up doing it. But also, I paid for it. And I don't like to waste plastic if I don't have to. So, you know, I will throw them exactly how they come out of the package. But if I do have to chew them down, I'm not above that. So with that being said, these are great, great lures. They really provided for me. They really were, again, just exactly what I needed. It was really cool. So, really great weekend. Caught tons of bass. It was lots of fun. Lots of great memories. And yeah, guys, with that being said, please give me a like. Please give me any suggestions or comments down below. And as always, keep casting, guys. Thank you. How you doing, folks? Just caught this bass. Targeting a gar, actually. And this guy came up, and I saw him, like my worm was just kind of like floating down. And he came up and just inhaled it. I went the other direction with it, set the hook, hoping that it wasn't a gar, because who knows with them, they could just flick right off. But nope, not this guy. I'm gonna let him go and continue fishing. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Oh, I lost that's mine.
Got it?
That's awesome. Hey folks, I was throwing my drop shot, and my weight got hooked onto something, I can't tell what. And this guy was waiting on the other side of the log. I thought it was hung up on the log the entire time. I was popping my lure like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see it. My rods are kind of in the way. Wasn't expecting to catch it all. Yeah, just popping my lure like crazy. The classic sharpshooter from Yum. And I could have sworn I was hung up on a log. Maybe I was, and maybe this guy, got me off. Beautiful fish. I'm gonna retie real quick and get going. Wait, not to give up, Daddy.
Oh man,
Shnikes.
that's awesome. Hold on. Just scan out. Okay, zoom it out here.
Okay. All right, he spit the hook, man. He's free. Sheesh, capiche, guys. You guys gotta see this bass. I was over here talking about Dad Zero.
Okay, hit my rope.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Good. Okay, ready? 4.69. 4 pounds 6.9 now. Yeah. 4.69.
4.5.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll go 4.7. 16 ounces in that. Yeah. So 4.5. We'll call it.
Got my camera. Oh, come on now. 1 second.
Stinky guy.
Okay. Maybe wouldn't mind get mine.
I'm trying to get a good angle with him. Just sit still.
Good.
Yeah. You might want to get him on this side. Like switch hands. There you go. There you go. That's better. Okay.
Okay. Scales off. I'll turn it off a second. Give me one like this right here with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna talk to the camera or here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get him cooled off.
Okay.
Hug the camera.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the camera got a lot of this, but anyway, so it's got this fish, 4 pounds 6.9 ounce, 4.69.
Yeah.
4 pounds 6.9, and yeah, so grateful for it. It's been a really slow day for me out here, but I've been doing my best and just keep throwing.
Super hot. He was working his swim bait along the bank here. He had about 3 or 4 hits that he followed up on. I don't know if you mentioned that. And then on the 4th one, this guy definitely committed. And my dad set the hook nice and neat, and we got him. We're gonna let him go. There is a bunch of gators back here, so that's why I'm kind of being careful when I'm dumping them back in. And it is hot, so remember to keep your keep your fish wet. Keep your fish wet, guys. We're gonna let him go.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Good.
Pretty good, Daddy. That's how you do it.
Needed that. The bill's open. Thank you. Good morning, guys. I was just over here throwing on a swim dinger, and this guy came out and hit it. So grateful for the hit and catch. Great morning, great day. So we're just going to continue on.
Yep, I've had some activity. Almost caught a bluegill. My dad, he had a hit, and then he had this this bass come out and hit his swim dinger. So good start so far, good activity. We're gonna keep it up. Hopefully we can bring you guys some more catches. appreciate you for the hustle, man. Thank you. As soon as he hit the water, I saw something flash, go the other direction.
Yeah.
I set the hook with my, obviously my rod tip going the other way. This guy was the culprit. The GoPro's rolling. Beautiful catch, guys.
Yeah, totally.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Swim Dinger, just put that on. I was telling my dad that the lure I had on before this, it's the Bass Pro version of a Swim Dinger. Didn't have the right movement I was looking for. And I tried to like pull in the tail to get it to flap a little more, and it ripped off. So yeah, this is the missile baits, swim bait they have. I forget the actual name of it, but missile baits version. It's beautiful. I'm probably going to do a review later on of all swim baits that I use. I've been meaning to do this forever, actually. And I don't even know if I'll actually ever be done, because I feel like there's always new plastics, there's always new companies trying to create something. So yeah, I'll probably give you a opinion on what we have on today's market. So beautiful fish. Hopefully we catch some more for you.
Got it.
Thank you.
I'm here throwing on the Swim Dinger again, and this guy came out and hit it. I'm so grateful for the catch. It's been a couple minutes before I had any hits or anything, so I'm so grateful for this guy. So I'm going to take some pictures and send him on his way. Swim Dinger, this guy came up and hit it, and I was going to pick him up real quick and then show him to you real quick. And then I'll get some pictures and I'll send them back. So this is it. Having a good morning so far. And yeah, so happy with the results.
Casting around my pink worm over here, working the shoreline, picking apart these trees and everything that I can. And I cast, and I saw my line being taken away. I didn't even think twice. I just, boom, said, get back here. And caught this beautiful bass. So let him go. Thanks. Sam.
Yeah.
I might combine tomorrow and today's and do it like the weekend fishing report.
I like that.
Yeah, you do? Okay, I might make that like a weekly thing then. I'll try to do that as much as I can, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Old school, man.
Yeah, I mean, it would be funny if we almost made like a desk or like a thing out of the boat. And I put like a fake mustache on. I'd be like, this is your anchor, snatching lips or ripping lips or something like. How's it going, everybody? Just casting around my pink worm over here, working the shoreline, picking apart these trees and everything that I can. And I cast, and I saw my line being taken away. I didn't even think twice. I just, boom, said, get back here. And caught this beautiful bass. Let him go. Pop goes the weasel. The worm is bigger than the bass, guys. I felt something come up and kind of flick it, I saw my line kind of moving, and this is kind of what I try to practice, is going the other direction with it, right? Try to almost let them hook themselves, and this guy nearly missed his eye. It came out the top of his mouth, so that's like a textbook hook set in my definition. So I'm gonna pop him back out, I'm gonna let him go. But yeah, we're having a great weekend out here so far. Can't complain, and hopefully catch some more for you.